Hi everyone, I'm Miriam Boland Fitzgerald. I'm one of the coaches with the Kindness Project here in the Fox Valley. And first of all, we just want to give you all a sincere thanks for giving of your time and energy to listen to what we have to share with you today, and also just for all the important work you do supporting other causes and groups that are making our community stronger. So just to begin by telling you a little bit about our project, we've been working since 2017 to support the mental health and well-being of our preschool and 4K children, their families, and their teachers through teaching the reflective and social emotional practices that we know through decades now of solid research. We know these are the skills that map to our children's future sense of happiness and mental health and well-being and fulfillment, much more than their socioeconomic status will later in life, much more than even their grades or standardized test scores will right now. That said, the research, including our own research locally, has also shown that when children learn the kindness curriculum, not only do they improve on these very important measures of social emotional skills like compassion and empathy and understanding their peers and their grown-ups and sharing, but also their measures of academic success improve. So for example, TS Gold scores, their measures of being able to concentrate and focus in the classroom, self-regulate improve, and measures of decision-making skills like different measures of executive function improve as well. And this isn't really surprising given everything that we now know about our children's developing brains and how a calm and relaxed brain and body is better able to learn, better able to connect with learning, better able to consolidate memories, and to connect that new learning with important past learning. And we see especially dramatic results in kiddos with childhood trauma, where learning these kinds of reflective self-care skills can really reduce the damaging effects of trauma to health later in life. We see this on a very personal level with many of our families who come from trauma, particularly in the Even Start program, also in our Head Start programs. We have a lot of families coming from trauma, a lot of immigrant families who have come from very painful, traumatic situations. And we hear personal stories all the time from parents. I get a little teary talking about it, but parents whose children have come home learning these skills in the classroom and share it with their grown-ups who are also suffering. So one example was a little boy, one of the moms who I work with, reported that she was very upset. Her mother is still in Afghanistan. There had been a bombing very close to her family, and she couldn't get through to her mother. And when her son came home that day, she was in tears, she was sobbing, she was clearly very upset for grandma. And her son said, "Mommy," took her by the hand and said, "Mommy, I know exactly what we need to do because I know what I need to do when I'm upset. And we need to sit together and hold hands and take 3 deep breaths together." It's just one little nugget of a story, the kind of story that we hear from parents all the time. So just a little bit more of the origin story. It was the brainchild of 2 of our local researchers, Beth Haynes and Kathy Emmel. And all of the wonderful research that had already happened was at UW-Madison, where experts would go into the classrooms and deliver the lessons for kiddos. And Beth and Kathy's idea was, well, what would it look like if we could give our local teachers intensive training in these important reflective and self-care skills? How would they impart that learning differently in the classroom to their children? And how, perhaps more importantly, how would they be able to use those skills for their own self-care and self-regulation in an unregulated classroom? Again, thank you so much for your time and your interest. And please reach out with any questions at all. Thank you so much.